Hey, my friends, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to watch the podcast. I hope you guys really find this conversation engaging. We're trying some new and different things. So this is just, it's going to look and feel a little bit different. We did the podcast outside. So just thought we'd try something a little bit different. Bear with us as we walk through, just trying to make this more beneficial for you all who are watching. So pray it blesses you and encourages you this week. Love y'all.
Cool. Aaron, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah, good to be here.
You're back on the back porch. This is literally a normal thing for you and I.
Yeah.
We sit on each other's back porch a lot.
Yeah. Normally have a cigar or have these kind of conversations.
Right. I still have one in my hand right now.
I guess we're setting a better example for the audience.
I mean, Ash Cigar is one of our sponsors. So
okay.
So thanks.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, they're great guys. So you've been a year on City Council. I thought you posted that on your social media 1 year ago, technically this week.
Yeah, I think it was, the first City Council meeting that I was sworn in at was the first week of December. So it would just pass the 1 year mark as a serving City Council member. And I've been for the last month kind of reflecting on what all that feels like, you know?
So how has 1 year been? So for the City Council, how has that been?
Yeah, I think it's been a really good year. It's been a very productive year. I've learned a ton. It's gotten to know so many people in the city and the community, involved in the government, involved in the business community, involved in just neighbors. I love it all. I love it all. It's been a wild ride.
So you're coming into this thing and you had expectations, I'm sure, going into it. Are some of the expectations you had correct, and were some of them incorrect?
I think I've been reflecting a lot on something that Ronald Reagan got wrong.
Okay.
And I think it clouded my worldview in a way that I was glad to have learned is wrong.
Okay.
Ronald Reagan said the 9 scariest words in the English language are "I'm here from the government. I'm here to help." And that, as a kid and as a quote unquote small government conservative, I just thought that was gospel.
Sure.
And in reality, the government's just people.
Yeah. And
the people that I've gotten to know, they do amazing work. I came in with these ideas that the government's probably the local government. So all I'm talking about is probably bloated, and it's probably inefficient, and it's probably people are probably paid too much, and they're probably sitting around all day doing nothing. There's probably corruption everywhere. These are the stereotypes.
Yes.
That the culture kind of has.
Yes.
And then you get into the middle of it and you go, I'm just a normal person. And, the city, employees are normal people, and they've got families and kids, and they live here too. And they genuinely care about the way that things go. And also I want to do well in my career, and they want to do well in their career. It's all just people.
Yes.
And in reality, it's people trying to do a really good job. And their job happens to be making sure that the very most basic functioning things that you need for a community to thrive are happening day in and day out.
Yes.
And they're really good at it. In Bartlesville, when I would say, in my experience, 99% of the things that I have seen or been involved in over the last year, when someone from the Bartlesville city government shows up and says, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help," it is legitimately going to make things work better for the people they're saying that to.
100%.
And then, Reagan was wrong in the worst way. Now, I'm not talking state or federal. I don't have any experience at those levels. But I'm just talking about
from the local perspective.
The men and women who are showing up in Bartlesville to work, man, they do really good work, and they work fast. I expect that things take a really long time to get done. Normally, if there's an issue If it's something that the city has direct control over, it is fixed in hours, not in days or weeks.
Yeah.
And then there's these really sticky places where like the edges bump up against each other, where like
Sure.
the city bumps up against the county,
Yep.
or one
Yep.
neighbor bumps up against another neighbor, or a business zoning bumps up against residential zoning or whatever. Those places get stickier, and the reason they're stickier is often because it is people with competing needs or values.
Come on. Yes.
And that's just relationship stuff. And then I've sat in rooms where there have been some very tense conversations where competing values are at play. And
Yep.
I have watched our city staff deal incredibly gently and generously, and they've tried their best to work towards peaceful resolution and productive resolution. I could not be more impressed with the women and men who make up our government, right?
Yes. Hey, Merry Christmas, my friends. Out on Highway 75, where the road meets home, there's a place that's always open for you this Christmas. Copan Truckstop and Restaurant, your friendly, family-owned stop in Copan, Oklahoma. Whether you're a trucker on a long haul or a family traveling for the holidays or just craving a hot meal, we've got you covered. Come check out breakfast served all day, special starting at $5.89. Our famous prime rib every Friday and Saturday night. Come in for a hearty comfort meal, homemade pies, and down-home hospitality. It feels like family. Fill up your gas tank, grab a snack, and just sit back and enjoy the season. Copan Truck Stop and Restaurant, 7440 US Highway 75 in Copan, Oklahoma. Right on Highway 75, just north of Bartlesville. Give us a call, 918-532-4666. Copan Restaurant and Truck Stop. Hey, my friend, are you looking for the ultimate stocking stuffer for the cigar lover in your life? Well, look no further than Ash Cigar Company here in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Step into our cozy walk-in humidor and discover the perfect cigar for every cigar lover on your list. Stop by 117 Northeast DeBell Avenue in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, or you can give us a call at 918-578-9186 or stop by ashcigar.com. Make this Christmas an unforgettable one for the cigar lover in your life. Come see why Bartlesville's finest cigar lounge is the place to be this holiday season. Ash Cigar Company. This Christmas, as families gather around the tree, lights twinkling and hearts full of gratitude, many are thinking about the future that they want for their loved ones. At Revo Financial, we understand that true wealth isn't just about money. It's about building a legacy that honors your faith and your family. That's why we offer values-based financial planning, retirement strategies, and investments aligned with Christian principles, so that you can give generously, protect what means most, and rest easy knowing that your finances reflect your beliefs. This holiday, let Revo Financial help you put your money where your values are. Visit us at 117 West 5th Street, Suite 402 in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, or give us a call, 918-336-7877, or check out revofinancial.com.
Advisory services offered through Revo Financial, a registered investment advisor of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Revo Financial only transacts business in states where it's properly notice filed or exempt from such requirements. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of the firm by the SEC, nor does it indicate that the advisor has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
And maybe it's because I have a little bit of knowledge about how the city works. My dad used to be city manager. I was connected with the city for decades because Dad worked for the city, not just the city manager, but he's also public works and all those areas, right? He did all those things, and so I got to see those people as people, not just as he's that guy or he's just the city manager. Oh, he's on city council. All those people all are human beings. They all have souls. They all have value in the eyes of God. And I'm like, rather than thinking the worst about somebody, if we looked at somebody and say, okay, I guarantee you they may have differing values than I do, or maybe differing ideas, but being able to sit across the table from one another and have these types of conversations about these things
Mhm.
really can change the way you interact with people, even in government.
Yeah. And maybe it's different in a town of 38,000 than it is in a town of 3 million or whatever. I mean, I'm sure that must be.
I'm sure that's a difference.
I'm sure the system's scaled differently, but like, and also I think a lot of us have a bent towards confirmation bias towards the negative.
Yes.
So we're looking for the negative things, and that's what our brain hones in on, because when things work, we don't notice.
Come on.
So like we're sitting next to your hot tub right there.
Yeah.
The fact that is filled with water that is, well, at least until you get in, it's drinkable, right? The fact that you can turn on your tap and water comes out. Now that I have been out there and like seen the processes for the way that we treat water, that is nothing short of a chemistry and engineering miracle. And we just like, we're like, well, it took longer than it was supposed to fix that road.
Yeah.
Like there are materials in that road from all over the United States.
Yes.
And it got done in more months than we wish it would have, but it got done in months, not years, right? And there was no bribery behind the scenes, and nobody had to get like, handled or paid off or manipulated. It just got done. Yeah. And like the fact that anything works is almost miraculous.
Yes.
and it's just like, we just take it for granted. And then the inconvenience comes and we're like, And so one of the things that because it's so new to me, I think the fact that so many things work so well is fresh enough that my brain's paying attention to it. So I'm not just noticing the negative.
Come on.
And man, it's like, it just, so many things work so well.
Yep.
And also it's not news when things go well, right? It's not news. I mean, it should be like our Facebook news every day should be like, my water is still like, came on. It worked. When it was hot and I drank it, I didn't get a parasite and die. That's incredible. And instead, like, news is, well, here's drama or this thing broke or whatever.
We only hear about the planes that crash. We don't hear about the planes that landed.
That's right. And even when we had like probably the biggest crisis we had this year, that affected literally everybody in Bartlesville, was when we had to do that boil order. Right?
Yeah.
We had like the water got shut down.
Man, the world was on fire.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was wild.
Like if something, again, there's the most basic thing that always works. It stopped working, and we had to deal with it. Like within 48 hours, the problem was fixed, and it turns out that problem was actually at no point in those 48 hours was anybody actually in danger.
Yeah.
So the staff worked round the clock for 48 hours to make sure that everything was okay. They did like, I call them postmortems. That's not real great when you're talking about a potentially coli scare. After action reports. Like they've got some processes that they've updated, but legitimately at no point was anybody in Bartlesville ever actually at risk of getting sick. But our processes work so well on the front end that like all the alarm bells went off. Everybody was told, be careful for the sake of caution. We all were. 48 hours later, we went back to life as usual.
That's awesome.
I mean, like that's it. To me, that's incredible.
I love that. That's great. So it seems like, everything is actually gone better than maybe you expected it to go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm sure there's probably been some things that have gone sideways that you didn't expect it to go. But overall, the overarching idea of what it looks like to be on city council, it's not the wild conspiracies that people put out there.
No, and part of that, on the front end, I think I heard early on after the election that everybody kind of has to be given everybody has to be forgiven for what they said while they were campaigning, which is good to know because we're heading into another election year. So it's going to happen all over again.
Yes.
But basically, especially, for those of us who are outsiders, I've had to publicly say there are assumptions that I made that were just built on faulty information. They were wrong. And I've had to be able to say like, I was, working on information that wasn't accurate.
And I think that's really big to be able to because so many people don't want to admit they were wrong. You want to double down and be like, no, I was right on this, or maybe even if I was wrong, we don't want to give off the answer that I was wrong because that gives us the perception of weakness. But I think when we admit we were wrong on something, it gives us the ability to have strength. I mean, it's back to a biblical mindset. In weakness, I'm made strong, right? And so that's for me to be able to admit you were wrong on something. If you need to seek forgiveness. And then move forward in a way that can be productive. I think is helpful.
Yeah. Well, it's only a fool who doesn't learn and adapt their course when new information is introduced.
Come on.
I mean, so, the path of wisdom is the path of constantly learning and checking your worldview and assumptions.
Yes.
And the assumptions that I'm talking about, they weren't like interpersonal. There was no, but, there are still a lot of people. And now on this side of the information, I will say that there are some of the loudest people, on social media, who say that the wildest things are some of the least informed people in our community, and they're certainly the least involved.
Yes.
So I went into the election last year with really not a whole lot of critique. I didn't run because everything was falling off the rails. I ran because I wanted the opportunity to serve, and I wanted to learn what that looked like.
Yes.
There were some pinch points, and I've gotten to work on those and help make them better over the last, 365 days or whatever. But the people that are out there constantly just hammering, oh, everything's bad, and there's, this, that, and the other, and just always the sky is falling, or these people are all corrupt, or they're all bad, or they've all got secret motives or whatever. Like, I mean, I've gotten to see the books. I've gotten to know the people.
Yep.
I've gotten to learn the processes, and it's just not true.
So there's not a conspiracy that it's the end of, that there's backroom deals and the good old boy system's not real.
No, in fact, the people that are the things that happen in the back rooms are individuals from our community volunteer their time.
Yes.
They are involved in the process. They are making recommendations. They are literally like getting their hands dirty on the Keep Bartlesville Beautiful, which I'm a part of, literally getting our hands dirty in the dirt, planting flowers and redoing planters or whatever. Like, it's really boring.
Yeah.
But the results are really beautiful. And, our economic development, groups that do that kind of stuff, like they're in when they're doing backroom deals, it's like they're meeting with people who are interested in building a business in Bartlesville. There's not a backroom deal. They're just like getting lunch together, and you can see you walk in, downtown, you're like, oh, I know you guys. Oh, that's that meeting you were talking about. Cool. Hope it goes well,
Yeah, hope it goes well.
And then you find out that a new employer is going to hire a couple hundred people.
Yes.
Like that. That's the way things get done. And again, I think the most important thing, and I'm trying to learn to project this forward, like higher up, is that people are just people at every level. So we're all flawed, and we're all loved by God, and we're all doing our best. And those of us who aren't doing our best need some encouragement, right? Yes. And then but there are people who do the wrong thing and whose motives are bad or whatever. And so, like, I guess when you read the Bible, what you learn is like, we're all a mess.
Come on.
And so you love people and you always trust but verify, right? Yes. And so like when you just treat the people in the government like human beings, it goes really well. And we are very blessed that we have a very healthy culture within our agencies in Bartlesville. And so I just haven't seen a lot of the stuff that, if you tune into a very small number of people on the internet who love to post their own stuff everywhere.
Yes.
You would think that, it's just not based in reality, which is really sad for them because they're missing out on relationships with some really great people they could otherwise have. 100%. Or they're missing out on actually volunteering and making a difference in the community they just criticize all the time.
Yes. I always tell people, if you don't like something that's being done, whether it's in the church, whether it's in the government, whether it's in your city, figure out a way to get involved and go make it better. Go make it. If you think you've got a better idea, that's the beautiful thing about being in America. You think you've got a better idea, go into the spaces that you want to see changed and give your input. And if it's a valid point, people are going to listen.
Yeah.
And they're going to you can actually exact change in real time.
I've gotten to work side by side with people who are currently homeless, who are serving our community, like planting flowers or like serving meals or whatever.
Yes.
And those people are making a bigger impact than the person sitting at home wishing things got better.
Cool.
Like that's
big.
That's huge.
I agree, 100%.
And that is also really healthy. It's one of the things I love about Bartlesville is that it is accessible. Like you can volunteer, you can plug in, you can be a part of making the community, pushing the community forward. I think it's really, really beautiful.
Love it. It's fantastic. So you went just to shift gears for a minute. You did some RV lifing. Over Thanksgiving. I know we're getting closer to Christmas now.
We wanted to do RV lifing for a long time, so we did what we always do. We bought something old and we're sprucing it up. We took our 4 kids, my wife and I took our 4 kids we drove from here to California and back. My grandmother lives up there. We also took with us a college student. He is here in America from Albania. We're friends with his family. They're actually missionaries that we support.
Oh, nice.
So he's doing school over in Edmond. at Oklahoma Christian. So we picked him up in Edmond, and he got to go see the Great American West with us, which was a phenomenal road trip. And then we had our first blowout. The guy we bought the RV from said the tires are in great shape. They're fairly new. I should have checked for myself. They were 9 years old.
Trust but verify.
Trust but verify. I trusted. I should have verified. So we had not just one blowout. Then the second tire blew out, and I thought, well, maybe the first one caused the second one. Then we had our third blowout, and I was like, I'm done. We replaced them all. It's like having a grenade go off under the RV. So I mean, I can talk for a long time about all that damage or whatever. But the important thing is, my kids got to paint the Cadillacs on Route 66.
Yes.
We got to see the Painted Desert, which I'd never seen before. That was incredible. Got to go to the Grand Canyon, of course. We almost made it to Zion National Park. And then that's when I had to replace all the tires. So we missed that day. I've been to Zion now, or within striking distance of Zion, twice, and have never gotten to see all the cool stuff of Zion.
The bucket list trip.
It's become my white whale.
There you go. There it is.
It's like it's my Moby Dick. I've got to see Zion.
Get it.
But man, America's beautiful. It's vast, and it's, I mean, there are times when you look like you're on a different planet because the landscape from, New Mexico to Arizona is so different. And, Western Oklahoma is at times like so flat, you feel like you can see California from there. And then there's times when, you drive through Lawton and all of a sudden the landscape is just this incredible, weird bouldery mountains. And, you see antelope and bison, and it's all the things. It's really cool. So it was a great trip.
Got big plans for Christmas?
Nope.
Just hanging out at the house, huh?
Actually, so the big plans that we do for Christmas every year, this is our tradition. Our church hosts the Friends Indeed lunch, which is a Christmas dinner at lunchtime.
Yes.
That is open to anybody and everybody can come for free. And it is sometimes people who can't afford meals. A lot of the people who come are people who don't have family in town.
Yep.
So maybe like, widows or widowers come. People who are just lonely, and like in our thing at church, we talk about all the time, like nobody should be lonely at Christmas. Yeah. And so our church does not run the Friends Indeed lunch, but we volunteer at it like crazy.
Yeah.
So for years, my family's rhythm has been, we will open presents on Christmas morning with the kids. They wake us up, they're not allowed to wake us up before 7. So they wake us up at 7 on the dot. We open presents, and then the meal goes from 11 to 1. And we spend the first hour serving.
Love it.
And I've been doing this since my kids were like 5 years old. So when they would have to be taught how to take, meals, but we're table servers or we're dishwashers or whatever. Yeah. We serve for an hour, and then we actually eat there, and we'll eat with, maybe people from church, maybe new friends we make in the community. Yeah. And man, it has become like this really, really awesome tradition that is just unique to my nuclear family,
Yes.
and so now like we serve on Christmas.
Love it.
And so when our kids were little, I think it taught them that like Christmas isn't about the presents. Mm-hmm. Like it's not about what we get. Getting is great.
Yes.
But the giving and the serving, like it just reframes Christmas for us every year. Mm-hmm. And it has become like this sacred tradition for us that we really look forward to.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by just to give us an update on 1 year and just what's going on in your world, bro.
Sure. Yeah. I appreciated the time.
Good stuff.
Yeah.